Okay, so Flats, I recognize you're still in line, but I'm gonna get started because we only have about 20 minutes until the rest of the youth get here and everything. So I try and have a quarterly parent meeting. I'm gonna turn my music off, yeah. So I try and have a quarterly parent meeting just to kind of get on the same page verbally, because it's a lot different than just receiving an email. Just so that you guys get the opportunity to ask questions or voice concerns or whatever. This is our winter one because the winter is usually really, really busy, and so I had to wait pretty much until the spring. So our spring one will be at the end of the spring, and then summer at the end of summer, and so on. And so I'm just going to go through a few of the things that we've changed and added and whatever. So the series that we've had since the last meeting that we had a praise and worship series, we had our Roman series, and we're on our Thrive Over Survive series right now, which is, there's no cap to this series, probably actually once the school year ends, because I've done this type of series every year, and it's usually really beneficial because it's just applicable information to them, and you're able to hit on the topics that they are usually most concerned about, and so on and so forth. So we're on our Thrive Over Survive. We just finished a sub-series while finishing it up tonight on sharing your faith. Tonight we're just having a panel where they're able to ask questions about sharing your faith. So the events that we have had, we've had our Christmas party, we've had we've had our youth takeover, we've had the smaller events like the Open Door Mission, we had our first testimony night this last week, we've had a few hangouts, like I just messaged some high schoolers and asked them if they wanted to go to a movie, that sort of thing. So what events are we going to have? We're going to have more homework nights, and as I explained in the email, I changed that to just once a month because it got too much, 3 nights in a row of youth group, Bible study, and then homework night, and it was driving everywhere. And then on top of that, once a month for the Open Door Mission. So sometimes it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, 4 days out of the week. And so I changed that to just once a month. We're going to continue with the Open Door Mission, potentially changing from Saturdays because that makes it hard for Laura and I because she has to work at Children's every other weekend, and we share a car, only one car, so it kind of makes it tough. So we're looking into changing from Saturdays on that. We're going to have our spring retreat, and so we did that last year, and it's going to be at the camp. There's like a campsite on 254th and Bennington. It's just like, it's great because it's a really quiet campsite, and it's just a big open field right on the corner of the Elkhorn River. And so we're going to do a spring retreat again. All of the details on that, though, have yet to be developed, but you can just anticipate for that coming up. And that'll probably just be over a weekend.
Is that usually like in April?
Yes, yeah, because I don't think the site even opens up till April. So, yeah, it'll be once the weather gets more consistent and everything. We're going to continue with our hangouts and potential one outreaches. So the one didn't get the best feedback. I know a lot of people didn't like it, especially with our smaller youth group. They felt overwhelmed. There was some questionable things that happened there. Like I know one youth observed that it was a repeat after me gospel sort of thing, gospel presentation, which a lot of people don't like because it doesn't seem authentic, and some of the opening worship songs weren't exactly worship because they were supposed to create energy, and so there was just some different problems with that, and so we're not going to this next upcoming one event. But the whole purpose of one was to try and bring a lot of churches together, and they're trying to have outreach parties with other churches. Where I don't know exactly what it is. I know that one is combining with a thing called Within Reach, which is Ron Dotzler's church. And so the whole point is probably some sort of community service thing in North O and outreaches and that sort of thing. So there will be potential one outreaches. So I was talking to Taylor Foster from Lifegate, who kind of put it all together. I told him we're not going to do the next one worship night thing, but we would be interested if he wanted to like connect for outreach sort of things.
Hey, what, a question on that real quick.
Yeah.
What was his take on what our feedback was?
Yeah, so I gave him some of the feedback, and I think.
And the loudness. I mean, that
Oh, right,
that
yeah.
was crazy loud.
Basically, I didn't word it in a way where it was like, hey, you need to turn your music down. I worded it in a way where it's like, hey, I feel like your ministry style in this specific event didn't really fit with us. The music was too loud, the whatever. And so then he's like, hey, it's cool. Just let me know if you're looking for outreach, team ups, that sort of thing. So he said that he could understand very much how people would feel that it was too loud and everything. I know he said that. So some improvements to youth group. I got this thing, and so I'm going to try and do recording. So I'm recording this parent meeting right now for any parents who missed it, and I have a YouTube channel, and then the Harvest Church is putting up a site, and so there will be like I believe a youth group tab on that site, and so then I'll have my lessons on there. We'll have the Bible study testimony nights on there. We'll have these sort of meetings where I'll record it, put it on a YouTube video, and so then everything that happens at youth group, you guys will be able to listen to the lessons and everything. So like the reason I'm recording everything is because I'm trying to make that take place of the discipleship emails. I don't know if you guys remember when I first started, after every youth group night, I would send out what the lesson was about and some potential questions to talk to the youth about. That just got a little too overwhelming, especially because I was trying to talk to the youth and stuff, and I'm just sitting here typing this email as they're all leaving and stuff. So I canceled that, and instead I have the lessons that you guys will be able to just listen to the lesson, and then that will create opportunity for you to disciple your kids and everything. So I talked about the Open Door mission date potentially changing, homework night once a month. So a few things that we're re-emphasizing. So we changed homework night to once a month so that Bible study can get some more focus on it. It really, the youth group at one point through all the ups and downs of our church, it kind of survived off of the Bible study. There was more kids coming to Bible study than there was youth group actually. But we had a big graduating class, and so now we have a few kids. But it's really cool because the kids who go to the Bible study, I've noticed, are a lot closer with each other than generally the rest of the youth group, because it's a lot more open discussion. You can share your opinions and stuff like that, and so it's really good. And then we have the testimony night, which will help connect with the adult congregation. So we're really trying to re-emphasize Bible study. I think it prepares the high schoolers too before they go off to universities that may or may not be secular universities and everything. That's where you get a lot of the apologetics and that sort of thing, those sort of lessons. So volunteer leaders, when I first set up, I wanted to make sure that our leaders were really high quality, because in the past we've had a few that have come through and it's been like, maybe we shouldn't have asked you to be a part of this. But at the same time, this sounds weird, especially to tell parents. I think I set the standard a little too high, because we've had like people come and I'm like, yeah, test it out. Here's a binder of what my expectations are and everything, and most of them are like come back after the binder and they're just like, yeah, I don't think I have enough time for this. Like I was demanding way too much. So I'm gonna relook at it so that we still have a kind of a high standard, but not to the point where it's scaring people away. And we're gonna try and have some more trainings and meetings and stuff like that. So, one step back to the new leaders. Like, we're in need of leaders. I'm leading the middle school girls small group because we don't have anyone to lead that small group. And really, I would like to grow to the point where we'd be able to have a middle school leader and a high school leader, so that we can talk about more applicable stuff on our youth nights and everything. But yeah, so we're just looking for new leaders. We're trying to have training meetings and stuff. What's been a little awkward for me is my youth leader team right now is my family. So it's my brother, my parents, and my wife are my youth team. And so it feels kind of weird to have training meetings when, like, my parents are the one who's trained me. But we're still going to try and have them just to make it like a habit for when new leaders come and everything. So we haven't had a youth table for a while, and I really liked the youth table. It seemed like we were just starting to get kids to come to the youth table and kind of have that area where we're hanging out and stuff. And then I started on the setup team and tear down team for the church. And so right after church, I'm having to get up on the stage and tear everything down, and other people are waiting on me and stuff. And so I'm actually trying to step down from being the primary person in charge of that. I'm going to just volunteer once a month so that I have more time on Sunday mornings for the youth, because really I can't pay attention to the youth at all on Sundays at this point. I'm just like up on the stage right away. So yeah, we're going to try and have the event sign-ups and the flyers and the calendar thing where your youth can sign up for, like, I have a swim meet, I have a whatever. So we're going to try and get that going again, but it'll just be a little bit because I'm currently in the transition, handing over the setup team to Michael Kirch. So, and then the Kirches will be in charge of it, and I can get back to focusing on youth group. Let me just jump back through here, make sure I didn't forget anything. Okay. So, do you guys have any questions or concerns for me or any of my leadership team? Yes.
One slide back.
Yes.
I may not have been paying attention close
Okay.
enough, but what was the one-on-ones?
Oh, you're right. I accidentally skipped that. Okay, so when I first presented what I wanted to do with the youth group, one of the main things I wanted was to have one-on-ones with youth, and my leadership team to have one-on-ones with youth, because we had a rule where it wasn't going to be guys one-on-one with girls. That's can set up for dangerous situations and misinterpretations and that sort of thing. But ever since holiday season rolled around and wedding season rolled around, that whole big part of the youth group kind of faded out, and we stopped hanging out with kids one-on-one because it was just too busy, which is terrible. But I mean, like, from the start, I said I'd be willing to, like, cancel events if that meant we got to focus on the one-on-one, because I feel like really with youth now, the best way to minister to them, to disciple them, is in a one-on-one situation. And so we're trying to re-emphasize the one-on-ones as much as possible.
What you mean by one-on-one?
One-on-one would just be like taking a youth out for coffee. Hey, you want to go play video games? You want to go grab a slice of pizza? And it's just you and the leader, and it's building that relationship and that trust and stuff. So.
Right here, buddy.
And have fun.
And there are some rules to that. So it's supposed to be in a public place.
Yeah.
If it's at a home, then at least 2.
Right. No, at least 3. So, like,
Oh.
yeah. So just brushing over the rules again real fast. It can't be a guy leader and a girl leader. Even if it is, a guy leader and a girl student, or girl leader and a guy student. Trying to figure out how to say it. So it can't be that. Rule of 3 if it's in a private place. So, like, if it's within a home, then there either has to be 2 leaders and 1 student, or 2 students, 1 leader. So that sort of thing. Unless the relationship is strong enough where there's just that trust. Like, I mentored those kids from North Omaha, and I hung out with them all the time. I mean, like, whatever. There are exceptions to that rule. And if it's not in a private place, I mean, if there isn't 3 people, then it has to be in a public place, out in a coffee shop, out wherever. Mm-hmm.
How are those guys doing? Was one of them playing basketball for
Keith-
for somebody?
Millard South. They go to Millard South.
Kid
Yeah.
Grant or something?
Yeah, he's not playing basketball now, so I think he wanted to work,
Yeah.
and basketball was just too much of a responsibility. Yeah,
Wow.
they're doing all right. I'll talk to you after
That's
the
good, that's
mic
good.
shuts off.
Yeah.
But
Good. They're doing marvelous.
yeah. Yeah. Are there any other questions or concerns for the youth group? Yes.
I have questions about the prizes
Uh-huh.
that are given on what?
Okay, so the prize thing, it's the Battle Ready program, and I was going to reemphasize that too. But basically, when they read the word and they come in with their journal with proof that they read the word, we keep track of it. And for every day that they read, they get a battle point, and a battle point means a battle buck. And so then at the end of the month, we hand out to them their battle bucks, and then they're able to get something from the store with however much they receive. Now, part of that is re-emphasizing every single week that the Battle Ready program is a tool to grow them closer to the Lord. It's not using the Lord to grow them closer to their battle point. There's a level of trust that I'm trying to have with the youth, knowing that that they have a good heart, that they're trying to develop a relationship with God and not just, kind of go through the motions just to get their battle points. But then there's other stuff that get them battle points too: attendance at youth group, attendance on Sunday morning, bringing a friend, that sort of thing. Yeah, and that was another thing that kind of got lost in the whole marriage and holiday season thing that we're trying to get going again. We've kept track the past couple weeks, and by the end of the month we'll have our battle store back open. Yeah. Okay, any more questions? Any concerns? And you can always, if it's something like, you were teaching blasphemy, you can always email me. Yeah, but if there's no more questions or concerns, then that's all. It's just a quick update on everything. So, Joel is here?
What?
Joel, I thought you were gone for another week. Well, come in, have some pizza. Connor, I haven't seen you in forever, man.
Guys?
Yeah, but thank you for coming. Feel free to hang out for a little while, and